Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back to the reading of this beautiful book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai. So this is Shravanam Diaries podcast. I'm your host Sulalita Devidasi, and happy Janmashtami to everyone. May we all be blessed by the mercy of Shri Kṛṣṇa, Shri Radhashyam. Jai. So we are continuing to read the first chapter entitled Teachings to Rupa Goswami. Lord Chaitanya continued his teachings by pointing out that there are two kinds of living entities, the eternally liberated and the eternally conditioned. The eternally conditioned living entities can be divided into two types, the moving and the non-moving. Those that remain in one place, trees for example, are classified as sthavara or non-moving entities, and those that move, such as birds and beasts, are called jangama or moving entities. The moving entities are further divided into three categories: those that fly in the sky, those that swim, and those that walk on land. Out of the many millions and trillions of living entities on land, human beings are very few. Out of that small number of human beings, most are totally ignorant of the spiritual science and unclean in their habits, and have no faith in the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In short, most human beings live like animals. Therefore, these can be deducted from the number of human beings that constitute civilized human society. We can hardly find any human beings who believe in the Vedic scriptures and the existence of God, or even in proper behavior. Do you believe in proper behavior? No? Do you believe in Vedic scriptures? No? Do you believe in the existence of God? That's why we hardly find human beings. Those who do believe in these things are, and in advancing in spiritual life, are known as Aryans. Out of those who believe in the scriptures and the advancement of human civilization, there are two classes: the righteous and the unrighteous. Those who are righteous generally execute fruitive activities to derive some good result for sense gratification. Out of many such persons who engage in righteous activities for sense gratification, only a few come to know about the absolute truth. These are called Gyanis, empiric philosophers in search of the absolute truth. Out of many hundreds and thousands of such empiric philosophers, only a handful actually attain liberation. When one is liberated, he theoretically understands that the living entity is not composed of material elements, but is spirit, soul, distinct from matter. Simply by understanding this doctrine, even theoretically, one qualifies as a mukta, or liberated soul. But the actual mukta is he who understands his constitutional position as part and parcel of the Lord, and as his eternal servant. Jai. So there is a difference between saying that I am spirit soul and I am Krishna's eternal servant. So when we just say I am spirit soul, you qualify as a mukta or a liberated soul. But the actual mukta is when you say that you are part and parcel of the Lord and his eternal servant. So it's not that we are all spirit souls. We are, but if you really want to be an actual mukta, you have to understand that we are all eternal servants of Kṛṣṇa. I like it. Such liberated souls engage with faith and devotion in the service of the Lord, and they are called Kṛṣṇa Bhaktas, or Kṛṣṇa conscious persons. Jai. Happy Janmashtami again, the appearance day of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa Bhaktas are free from all material desires. Although those who are theoretically liberated by knowing that the living entity is not material may be classified among liberated souls, they still have desires. Their main desire is to become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such persons are very much attached to performing Vedic rituals and righteous activities in order to enjoy material prosperity. Even when some of them transcend material enjoyment, they still try to enjoy in the spiritual world by merging into the existence of the Supreme Lord. Some of them also desire to attain mystic powers through the execution of yoga. As long as any of these desires are within a person's heart, he cannot understand the nature of pure devotional service. And on account of constantly being agitated by such desires, he is not peaceful. Indeed, as long as there is any desire for material perfection at all, one cannot be at peace. Since the devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa do not desire anything material, they are the only peaceful persons within this material world. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.14.5. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma kotishvapi mahamune. Quote, O great sage, out of many millions of liberated persons and persons who have achieved success in mystic yoga, it is very rare to find one who is completely devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is therefore filled with peace. Unquote. Lord Chaitanya next explained that of the many thousands and millions of living entities wandering in the material world, one who, by the grace of Lord Kṛṣṇa and the spiritual master, gets the seed of devotional service is very rare and fortunate. A pious or religious man is generally inclined to worship deities in various temples, but if by chance, even without his knowledge, he offers his obeisances and worshipful respects to Lord Vishnu and receives the favor of a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, at that time he acquires the asset necessary to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is plainly understood from the history of the great sage Narada, which is related in Srimad Bhagavatam. By serving Vaishnavas in his previous life, Narada was favored by those devotees of the Lord and became the great sage Narada Muni. Vaishnavas are generally very compassionate toward the conditioned souls, without even being invited. This is the mood of devotees and Vaishnavas, and specifically associates of Lord Chaitanya, right? They would be knocking on people's doors without being invited, and people would think that they are crazy. They would say, "What do you want?" I remember somewhere I read, I think it was Srila Prabhupada, I think he told this pastime like that. Like they would say, "What do you want, crazy Hare Krishnas?" Because without being invited, a devotee will go from door to door to enlighten people, to bring them out of the darkness of nations by imparting knowledge of the living entity's constitutional position as a servant of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Another thing that happens when you're not invited is that you're not welcome. So you're not invited, you're not welcome. Perhaps some people even get angry, but devotees are very compassionate. Such devotees are empowered by the Lord to distribute devotional consciousness or Kṛṣṇa consciousness to the people in general. They are known as authorized spiritual masters, and it is by the mercy of such a spiritual master that a conditioned soul gets the seed of devotional service. The causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is first appreciated when one comes in touch with a bona fide spiritual master who can enlighten the conditioned soul and bring him to the highest platform of devotional service. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya said that by the mercy of the spiritual master, one can achieve the causeless mercy of the Lord. And by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain the mercy of the bona fide spiritual master. Thus, by the mercy of the spiritual master and Kṛṣṇa, one receives the seed of devotional service. Then one has to sow the seed. And about this we shall read tomorrow. what happens next. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website, shravanamdiaries.com. And we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna, happy Janmashtami, everyone.